All right, so today I wanted us to speak about wellness. And yeah, I just want us to share how, each and every one of us, how we take care of our well-being. And yeah, it could be like different practices, habits that we can all learn from each other. So just share with you a definition that I found here or about wellness, just so we can have an understanding of our discussion today. All right, so it says that wellness is the act of practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to attain better physical and mental health outcomes, so that instead of just surviving, you are thriving. Yeah, let me just share the chat. Yeah, I've just shared the definition in our chat, and there are many definitions really to this. But what I really loved about this particular definition is because it says that that you're practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to attain better physical and mental health, so that instead of just surviving, you are thriving. Yeah, so I like this definition, especially because of the last part, because I really believe that, being able to take care of your wellness is, I feel like that's the purpose, to get to a place where instead of just surviving, you are actually thriving. Yeah, so anyone can feel free to begin the discussion for today. What are some of those healthy habits that you guys have that maybe we could pick a day from one another? Yeah.
I love the part that it was talking about habits, and I think we talked about habits and being consistent about doing something before, and yeah, I think this is very important to make good habits, and maybe it is easy to make a habit, but it is much harder to continue to do that and to be consistent, and every day you do it, so it becomes a part of your daily routine. So when you do this, that habit, you kind of cannot live without that habit. So it is really important to do that. And one of the habits that I think can help both your physical and mental health, and I think it is really important, is working out and having activities and being active, especially for people like us that their job is just sitting and just working with computers, and there is no activity, physical activity in what we are doing. So it is really good that we have an activity routine that we do every day. I myself, I started about 2 months ago. I go to gym every day, and at first it was hard because I needed to wake up early to go there and then come back and start my job. But I did it, and now when some days I cannot go there, I feel something is missing, and it is hard for me. So I think I could build that habit, and I could be consistent in doing that. And I think this is important. Everyone, I think, should have a minimum of activity. It can be walking, it can be running, it can be doing some workouts at home. But everyone should have this, because when we become older, it is really hard. How old
Yeah.
people they are suffering from many pains, knee pain, back pains, and I myself, when I think of that, I'm really scared, and I say that I say to myself that I need to do something to not become that person in old age. I think one of one of the habits that all the people need to create for themselves is having a minimum of activity every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Satari. Yeah, that's a very good one. Yeah, and when, like they say, it's really about just being able to make some movement every single day, even if it's not gym, but just making sure you're moving. So just like you say, like the kind of work that we do, you're working with each other the entire day, sitting the entire day. So yeah, it's very important, and not just for physical well-being, it's good for also mental well-being. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, does anyone else want to share? Yeah, anyone else can feel free to share, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, everyone, once more. So our topic of discussion is wellness, wherein it says wellness is the act of practicing healthy habits on a daily basis. Yeah, one thing I know for sure is that wellness is not about only physical wellness or doing something physically on a daily basis. When I surfed through the internet, I saw something that's telling us about 4 different types of wellness. The first one is spiritual wellness. This is the awareness. How conscious are we to our Creator, that's God? How are we concerned? What are some of the things, the awareness we have to our Creator? That is our spiritual wellness. Each and every human being on earth should have that consciousness about God, and our sacrifices to each other. That is our spiritual wellness. And the other one also is emotional wellness. Yeah. So it says this involves finding ways to think positively. Yeah, emotionally. So you see, and how we build ourselves, the self-awareness, aware about what we're doing to oneself. This is emotionally. And also we have what we call a physical wellness, wherein this is something that can expand our knowledge on a daily basis, the things that we are doing each and every day. Like, for instance, this morning I was listening to a podcast that was done by Jim Quick. He mentioned about juggling. He said that scientifically proven juggling has been an exercise that scientists have proved that it will expand your knowledge when you do juggling each and every day. So physically. So you see. So these are my own basic understanding about this topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Noah. Yeah, and you're right, there are different facets really to this. Yeah, it's not just one dimensional. There are so many different facets to this. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, someone else, please go ahead and share. But I want to hear actually like from the guys who are going to share. I want to hear like what are some of like the habits, like according to the definition that I've shared with you, the like habits that you do every day just to make sure that you're doing well in whatever facet of wellness you want to speak about. Yeah, you can share with us some of those habits that you do every day. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the definition talks about the thriving. Oh, I'm missing that. Yeah, it talks about thriving. I like the thriving bit because of the fact that I think thriving instead of surviving. Oh yes, thriving instead of surviving. Yeah, we are created actually to thrive, and thriving means using things in our that we have and harnessing our environment. And I think that's the part where we are missing out as human beings. When, as you talked about this, what came to me is, in the desert, there are some plants that can thrive there, but the reason why they do is, for example, if there is any rainfall, they are going to use that rainfall within the smallest amount of time they have to just germinate, grow up, flower, and get the seeds and get if you can pardon me, get the hell out of there before the worst environment comes again. But they passed on, So our thriving is really to pass on our life to others, and using the available our abilities internally, because Noah alluded to God. God created us. Well, the book I read says we are in His image, so we are also creators, and therefore we can use our abilities to be able to thrive better. And yes, the daily habits, some of them you don't have really to buy or to go very far. Already Satare has talked about it, and the going to gym. I don't like gym. I jog, really. I just jog. Why? And because when I'm jogging, I'm doing, again, that's a preference anyway. My children just all the time just want to, they are still lobbying for me to go to the gym. Yeah, but when you do exercise, time comes when the body actually demands it, when you feel tired. Like it happens actually to me, really, when I've lost out some days not to jog. I just feel tired, and I know the body is demanding. Then another thing is sleep. We are encouraged to sleep at least 8 hours. I'm still working on that. I'm still working on that, but it's encouraged because during sleep, there is part of sleep which is called REM sleep, where the brain cleans the body. It cleans it cleans anything that is actually the brain is cleaned during that REM sleep. So if we don't have that less hours of sleep, then it means our body is clogged with the chemicals that we really don't want. Then another one is actually nutrition. We should be eating what we ought to be eating. Here in the UK, they advertise five a day, or fruits or something like that. But yeah, to eat that which the body desires. Unfortunately, especially when you're living in the West, much of the food that we eat is processed. Those who are in I don't like the words of third world and what have you. Anyway, those who are in other countries, because these labels don't help anyone. At least they don't help me. When someone is in Uganda or is in Sierra Leone and I say third world, what does that mean? It means nothing to me, because all of us are human beings and we are using our environment in the best way possible. But this kind of third world, first, it's just a matter of semantics, really, basically. Someone who is eating organic food and it's free, it's grown in the soil. Then I'm saying is third. Where third? No. Anyhow, I'm digressing a lot. The thing is having that good food for our And again, plant-based foods again are good for us. And another one, last but not least, always studying. There's a guy I still admire. The guy he went last February. He was actually, I got him as a mentor because sometimes I listen to his videos. He's called Bob Proctor. He was reading every day for 60 years, over 60 years. Every day at 5:30 a.m. he would wake up and read for 30 minutes. I would love to have that kind of consistency because he was learning, and for him, the aim of doing that was to implement what he has read, to put it in his daily practice. Yeah, okay, so that is my contribution. I think this daily consistency, doing the same thing, and a good thing for our well-being is really the best. Yeah, and thanks a lot for that topic, for the topic.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Tari, do you want to share?
I'd say that to like improve my wellness, sometimes I may like just go out for a walk, sometimes to just like disconnect from, because I feel like sometimes technology can be quite overwhelming and like overstimulating. So when I go on a walk, it's like my head feels a lot more clearer, and it's like I can just like exist and just think and just, yeah. So I find that that really helps me. Or even sometimes just speaking to friends, trying to like keep up a routine, because it can be quite difficult to just, it can be quite easy to just keep to yourself and not keep in contact with people, and then it's very difficult to like get back together again. So I say that those things I do quite consistently.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Tari. Yeah, I guess Jessica, please share with us some of your wellness habits.
Well, for me, I just tend to, whenever I'm overwhelmed or I feel like it's a lot going on, I just tend to like make time for myself to do the things I love. It's for my own emotional wellness, because if you're always involved in extracurricular activities, trying to get things done, sometimes it becomes overwhelming. So I just like take time out to maybe, I call it, James, we've talked about this before, I call it quiet time. So I make time, I make my own personal time where I do things I love, or I just like tend to sit by myself, go over everything that I've been through, talk positive things say positive things about myself. So basically that's what I do most of the time for my own emotional wellness.
Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, Mariama, would you like to share with us some of your wellness habits?
Hi,
Hi, Mariama.
yeah, for me personally, some of the things I do to help with my to help with my well-being and mental health and all of that. I just sometimes I just take some time off if I need to just, relax and just do nothing and just clear off my mind. But I also do try to work out, which I've been trying to be consistent on it lately, and it helps me a lot to just sweat it out basically, and just try to refresh my mind and sort of restart basically. So those are some of the things I do at the moment to help. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing, Mariama. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. Yeah, it's just really important for us to be able to take care of our wellness. Yeah, it's great for us personally, and even, for our work, really, if we're doing well, then we can be able to show up our best for our work. Yeah, so thank you everyone for sharing. We'll just end our meeting here for today. And yeah, I'll just share a few reminders before you